I'm gonna just start today. I had a few things to talk about because I had a interview with Gina, who is Brendan's mom, and Brendan's introduction week is going to be not next week, but the week after. So the week of, hey Cheryl, hey Courtney, hey Jillian, how are you guys? Um, and Brendan is hi Renee, was diagnosed at 13 months, and I started filming him at 3 years old, along with everyone else was about 3, and he was nonverbal when I started filming him, and now he's very verbal. He is acting, he is dancing, he is doing gymnastics, he is an amazing kid and doing all this stuff. So he, a lot of people don't know that he's autistic, don't think he's autistic. And I was doing my interview with Gina, and she was talking about, so Brendan just did a short film where he plays an autistic boy who is bullied. So he's an autistic boy playing an autistic boy, which is amazing. And hello Kendra, hello Julia, hello Renee. And so which is amazing because we need more representation in the media. We need more autistic people playing autistic people. And so she talked about, this was a 1-day shoot and they flew out to LA to do it. And she talked about how long the day was, and this was Brendan's first time being on a film shoot. And it was a short film, and he was playing the main character. People around him didn't know he was autistic, and they were all surprised when they found out at the end, and he did a great job. They only had 1 hour break in a 16 hours, and that's not usually normal for a film. It's not real normal for a union film will have breaks. Non-union, they don't have to have the breaks. So this was a non-union film, and it was a long day. And Brendan was a trooper, she said, and he did a great job. But she's worried that people are not going to think he's autistic. Hi Ryan. He's not gonna. They're not think that he's not autistic, and she spends a lot of her time. He's got his own Instagram page, and she spends a lot of her time telling people, yes, he is autistic. People think that she's lying, that he's not autistic. They don't realize what he has done to get to where he is. So I think it's great that this production company hired Brendan to play an autistic boy. So that just got me thinking about, what we need to do to show in the media, maybe production companies the film industry needs to do more breaks so that more people on the spectrum could be in films, could be on sets, because I went to film school. I've been on many film shoots, and I know those are long days, those are hard. I've been on a shoot with 200 people working, and it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me, let alone for somebody on the spectrum who might need a little break. So I don't know if we need more representation. We need more people out there. So maybe we need to help with these production companies to get more people on the spectrum. I know that there's probably a lot of people on the spectrum who are acting and who are able to handle it. Again, Brendan was a champ as soon as the camera was rolling, he was on. And that's always the way he's been since we started filming him. As soon as we start filming him, he is on and he chats. And it's funny because a lot of times when we come to film the kids every 6 months, the parents are like, can you come every day and shoot? Because this is like the best they've ever done, because they're performing for the camera. And I mean, not all the time, but most of the time. So yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, it just got me because, and then, so this is another thing. After the shoot, one of Gina's friends said, did he act autistic? Because Brendan is so high, and she didn't even know, she's like, I didn't know how to answer that question. How do you answer that question? And I think it's because he is kind of, I don't even like saying higher functioning, I don't like saying those words, and it got me thinking, how do autistic people act? You can't show that. You can't, like, one person's autism is one person's autism. How do you show, and again, that's why I'm doing this documentary, because I realize Henry's journey is just Henry's journey. We need to show the big variety, the big spectrum that it is, because all these kids are different. We need to show that. And I think the more representation we have in the media, Daniel Tiger is going to have a autistic character. That is great. And that's just one part of the spectrum. And I love that the boy is obsessed with buses and not trains, because the trains is the very typical, and which is funny because that's Henry. Henry loves trains. Like, Henry is the, if you wanted to have like an odd, you could see him in the background running around, but he's kind of the typical autistic, nonverbal, loves trains, that you might have. But you can't, like, Henry, nonverbal Henry is different than another nonverbal child. Like, again, I'm not even going to go into music because I won't touch that, but you can't have, like, one nonverbal autistic child is, like, how do they act? Like, how do you have somebody act like that? Like, it just, I don't know. To me, it just was that sentence, like, did he act autistic? I'm like, how do you act autistic? Maybe you can show the stems, you can show them, I don't know. Like, it just got, so I'm gonna look at some of these, some of your questions, but yeah, it just, yes, every autistic person is different. I think we just need to bombard the media with all these different autistic people. There's autism, here's autism, here's autism, here's autism. If we just keep representing different autistic people, it'll, people will see that it is a spectrum. These kids are great. And, I think they all have a story. We all have a story to tell. And we need to all continue to tell our stories. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Henry's now into Super Wings. He goes, like, I don't know if any of you guys know what Super Wings is. It's a show on I think it's on Amazon Prime. But Super Wings is yes, we need to show, yes, Kendra, we need to show that there is a big range. Again, it's a spectrum for a reason. High functioning, low functioning, severe, whatever. But Henry's nonverbal, like, I don't know how. Oh, hi, Gina. Well, there's Gina. Gina's on. Gina, I was just talking about Brendan and his movie shoot, and that's what brought me into this. Yes, Brendan watched Super Wings Up. Henry watches it now, but yeah, it's God, the represent. We just need to continue to have the representation. I think it just, um, yeah. I'm just, I just, I don't know. Like, I don't really want to go into music and all of that, the controversy there. But yeah, I just think like big movie sets need to learn to accommodate um, all disabilities, and they will need to, as a filmmaker, as Gina was telling me all about the film shoot, I was just kind of almost laughing and smiling. I was like, I know this because I've been on them, and they are tough. They are tough, and they always run over. You can try and time your shots and be like, okay, we're going to do 10 takes and they're going to take this long. And you can try and time them out, but it's always going to run over. Always going to run over. So, um, those days can get long. And I think people just need to have to, film companies and the film industry, they'll just need to add more days to accommodate um, the, people with disabilities, because and accommodate children. I'm like, she was talking about these long shoots, and they were all kids. It was all kids on the shoot. All kids between, and Brendan is 8, and most of the kids were 11 to 14. That's a long day for anyone, let alone kids. Like, that's just asking for a lot, that's asking a lot. And these kids are great, that they were able to do that, because I would have been tired. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so Gina's on, so Gina can answer some questions too. Thank you for being on, Gina. And Brendan's week will be next week, not next week, sorry, the week of the 29th. So he'll be the start of Autism Awareness Month, which will be great. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I just really wanted to cover that topic because it's, it's so, again, with Daniel Tiger now in the news, and of course music that was in the news, like, we need to show more. And I'm just trying to talk out loud about how we do that. How do we get more awareness out there that autism is not just atypical. The show Atypical, it's not just Good Doctor, it's not just not Rain Man, it's not, it's not Parenthood, it's not just, all of these things, that those are parts of it, but there's a full range there. And so if we just keep on putting things out there, this is autism, this is autism, this is autism, maybe that's a better thing. So, but yeah, I will go back, and we're gonna get ready for dinner. I just wanted to hop on quickly and just, talk about what was on my mind. This was really, after Gina's interview, I was just really thinking about that. Like, that was on my mind. Like, how do you act? What is acting autistic? That was just on my mind. I was like, you can't show, like, you can show autism. You can show one person's autism. You can't show the wide range of autism with one person. You can show that person's autism. So I was almost thinking that might be fun to do a show that had like 10 different, not necessarily a real, I mean, we're doing a documentary that has lots of kids on the spectrum, but like a show that has like 10 different kids, or 10 different people on the spectrum, and show that or something like that. I don't know. That's the only way you can show the spectrum in one show. You can't show it with one character. You'll have to watch one show with this person is autistic and this person's autistic and this person's autistic. You know, you can't cover the spectrum with one person. One person is not going to cover the spectrum. So that's just on my, that was just on my mind. I'm like, did he act autistic? I was like, but he is autistic, so he acted autistic because he acted the way he acts. Like, this is the way he is. So that's, you know, so that's just what's on my mind. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna have